Everybody loves the sound of a roaring V8, but which V8 sounds the best? Today we are gonna find out. I am joined by Mark Mangini, Academy Award-winning sound designer, the dude responsible for the engine noises in Mad Max Fury Road, AKA way too qualified for this kind of video. We're gonna take a look at 10 different sounding V8s that you guys submitted and then rank them to find out once and for all, what is the best sounding V8. This is Mark, I'm James, and this is the D-List. Thank you to CARdiology for sponsoring today's video. You know, we talk a lot about some slightly uncomfortable things here at Donut, whether it's talking about hair loss or trimming your nether regions. We generally do care about all you guys and your well-being, and that's why we've added CARdiology to our portfolio of partners to try and help you guys out. CARdiology is a men's personalized, simple skincare routine formulated for daily use. It's truly personalized for your skin and great for individuals with sensitive skin, acne, dark eye circles, and even wrinkles. To start, all you have to do is take CARdiology's 30-second diagnostic quiz and then start with a trial set. At the beginning, you get a 30-day trial of all 4 products: the Everyday Face Wash, Vital Morning Face Cream, Repairing Night Cream, and Nourishing Eye Cream. That's a lot of creams. After that, you are in total control of your skincare routine. You can subscribe to receive 90-day supplies or build your own routine a la carte. So find out why CARdiology has over 3,000 5-star customer reviews and head on over to CARdiology.com and take their free skincare quiz to save up to 40% on your 30-day trial, or just click the link below. And now, back to the show. Mark, one award-winning artist to another. You got an Academy Award, I got a streamy. So who are you and what do you do?
I am a sound designer. That means my job is to record, create, design all the sounds that you hear in a movie. So for example, as you mentioned, in a film like Mad Max, all those vehicles, and there's hundreds of them, needed a signature personality. It was my job to record and edit and fabricate each one of them to make them come alive on screen.
We're gonna listen to 10 engines, we're gonna talk a little bit about why it sounds that way, and then we're gonna rank them on the mono list. Cool, so you ready to jump right in?
I can't wait to embarrass myself.
Nice burbles. Solid burbles.
Were you talking?
I was commenting on the burbles.
Yeah, I love the burble.
Yeah.
Especially that thwap on the downshifts.
Yeah. So as an expert, how would you describe the sound of that V8?
Well, my first impression is it sounds a little high-pitched for an American car. Very high rev. I'd say, you know, red line on this car is 7,000 RPM. Love that blip that you get on the downshift. So I'm digging this sound so far, liking it.
The engine you just heard is from a Corvette Z06.
Oh, no way.
Great car.
I'm stunned.
Super fast for what it is.
Stunned. Well, look, it didn't get a fail, but I didn't swoon. So let's just put it in the middle for now because it had some attributes that were really exciting. Right on, America made.
All right, you ready for the next one?
Yeah. Wow! Now that is excitement.
Yeah, it sounds like
I love that.
An F1 car.
I love
if you were talking to a director or your team on a film, and you wanted that sound, how would you describe that?
Well, high RPM, rapid acceleration. It's a whine. The first word that comes to mind is whine. It's that, you know, as you get up into the 8, 9, 10,000 RPM range, it's screaming. It's not roaring or, you know, growling like the deep V8s, the old Chevys. It's screaming, and that there's a sort of a beautiful frightening quality to that if I wanted to go further, I'd put like a monkey scream on top of that at the top end. Just put it over the edge. You know?
That's awesome. Yeah, that is a Ferrari 458.
Wow.
It redlines at 9,000 RPM.
Ah!
One of the reasons it sounds like that is it has a flat plane crank. Higher RPMs, better acceleration, gets it going quicker.
And I might add a good recording.
Yeah.
A compelling recording, right on to whoever captured that.
LORENIHD, good job, buddy. So I think I want to put that above the Corvette.
I'm totally with you. It definitely belongs just for the sheer emotional impact that it has.
It's very dramatic.
Yeah, I wanted the Corvette to do better. I want us to buy American, but there we go. The next one, I want you to thwap it.
Okay.
I want you to make a sound effect with it. Can you do that? Oh, that's so satisfying.
Hold on.
I want to record that.
Okay, next one.
Got it. I'm going to go out on a limb and say decidedly American.
I agree.
Decidedly contained. Not a lot of drama in that sound. I found it rather dull.
That was a Shelby GT350.
My sister-in-law has one of these.
Does she really? Your
Carol,
sister-in-law is
Carol
cool.
Shelby was a friend of hers.
What?
And he gave her one of the first ones off the line.
What? I've never been more jealous of
My
a sister-in-law.
sister-in-law, and it just sits in her garage.
What?
And they don't drive it.
Maybe because it sounds so dull. I love this car.
Gorgeous car, no
Beautiful.
doubt. No doubt.
Like the Ferrari, it has a flat plane crank, but it obviously sounds way different.
Yeah.
One of those reasons is it has a different firing order, where the Ferrari goes up, down, up. This car goes up, down, down.
Does it also have to adhere to different like EPA standards for like with a cat and the mufflers and the?
They actually designed the exhaust manifolds to sound more American.
See,
Yeah.
I'm not so stupid.
When they first developed the car, it sounded too European. And so
Interesting.
they...
Oh, but then go the other way. Give it the balls. Give it some throat.
Wanna flip?
Let's see if I can even get this right. Ready? 1, 2, 3. We need more
powerful
magnetism.
Yeah, we need better magnets.
Oh, this is
I want to get like 600-pound magnets.
all right. Oh, now look what I've done.
This next one's
Sorry.
a good one.
Oh, all right. Ready?
You wanted throaty. That's pretty throaty.
You know what though? I'm still not impressed. I don't like the sound of it, especially in that acceleration curve. You get that flutter that does not sound even. It sounds like not properly tuned to me. But maybe this is a feature, not a bug. I'm not exactly sure. And I always discount points on deceleration. You take your foot off the gas and you get too many of those bups. I didn't feel the throat. I'm still waiting for that.
I feel like this one, like you talk about animals, like this one kind of sounds like a big cat.
Funny you should say that.
Bark,
I
a
did
tiger bark.
I did a film decades ago called Raiders of the Lost Ark, and for the for the truck
heard of it?
for the truck chase, we added lion and tiger growls for the truck engine. And if you go back and listen, they are patently obvious once you know. Good observation. Animal growls and engines.
Yeah,
A lot of
so
kinship.
cool. And you mentioned the pops and burbles and that, and the Jaguar F-Type. That is the Jaguar F-Type.
That's the FTR?
Like now, every new car has like the blah 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 on deceleration, but this was like the first one that came out, and they kind of set that trend.
Beautiful car.
Yeah, they're really kind of subdued.
But
still pretty.
did it sound detuned? Does it sound like maybe not in perfect working order?
I think they did it on purpose, but they purposefully made the car sound broken. So where would you put this? Not a huge fan.
Above the 350, but below the Z06. The Z06 had some
hanging in there.
merits. He's hanging in there, but my blessed countryman Enzo is hopefully going to stay there for the remainder.
It's hard to beat the sound of a Ferrari V8. I'm just saying.
Right.
All right, Ready?
Okay, sorry. Wow. 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 Good. Interesting. Excitement, that sort of almost like backfire sound is kind of compelling.
Almost sounds like it's like running and taking a breath between
Yeah,
songs. So it's like,
yeah, which makes you think about it for a second. That gives it character. I just don't know what car I would be tracking that with.
that is an AMG 4.0 Biturbo. Biturbo, of course, means two of them. That is the 4-liter cross-plane V8, which replaced the naturally aspirated 6.2-liter V8 that a lot of people were huge fans of.
Right.
And it's just awesome to know that that sound is coming out of that car.
Hard to imagine. Mercedes is not known. That's not in their character.
Yeah. So you like this one? Where would you put it?
Yeah. The poppy stuff. Because I didn't like the tuning of the Jag, I'm going to still put it below the Corvette, but above the F-Type. Because there was something snappy about it. It just felt in better tune. And I'm impressed that Mercedes is, giving some rich people a way of announcing themselves.
We just want to make the rich louder.
All right, this is getting good. The excitement is building. Interesting.
I like that one.
Interesting and boring for me. Unfortunately, what I'm discovering because I'm Italian is that I like the drama. So
we blew our wad with the Ferrari, and now he's like,
but think of the tension that's building.
Yeah.
Is he going to top the Ferrari?
This is a Lexus LC500. The engine was co-developed by Yamaha.
Was this the one you were telling me about with the tuning of the sound?
Lexus and Yamaha have made engines together a few times where the focus has really been on sound.
I love these guys that they care about sound, that sound is part of the experience. And look, this is crass, but I'm giving points just because they care about sound.
Yeah,
so I'm going to say below the Corvette still. I'm still impressed with that Z06, but above the AMG. I got to give them points for that. Wow, that was incredible.
It sounds dangerous.
Oh man, that's goosebump stuff. I have no idea what that vehicle is. But it had power and emotion. Didn't have the deep throaty stuff, but it had that kind of F1 kind of quick acceleration up to the top.
Yeah, he was shifting like every second.
And it was fast. This was just clean ram, and it's just there's nothing stopping it.
Yeah. This is an Ariel Atom.
Oh, I've seen that. I've seen that on Top Gear as well.
Yeah, so
I'm
this
pretty
is
sure they did an episode.
The one that famously made Jeremy Clarkson's face.
Yes!
Yeah. So it sounds dangerous because I think it is dangerous. So that engine is actually two 4-cylinder Suzuki motorcycle engines put together. It revs to 10,500 RPM. Where would you rank this guy?
Just below the Ferrari.
Yes.
Came close. In opera, they say that you always remember the sopranos. You don't remember the bassos and the tenors. These are the sopranos. These are the...
forget about it.
Yeah. I'm sorry to be so Italian.
All right, so I think you're going to like this next one.
All right.
I think so too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there it is. There it is. Yeah. All right, I'm going way out on a limb, and I'm going to say that's American.
Yeah.
That's a big American V8, and it has that blappy, growly, deeper note that I just love.
That is like peak V8.
Yeah.
Like, exactly.
I didn't know that was a term.
Yeah, that is a Mopar 440 cubic inch. Big old block.
Gorgeous.
This is a 7.2 liter V8.
That's a beast.
There's nothing really going on with it except big.
Yeah.
Big.
No cat, for sure.
No, and yeah, that is one of the reasons that it does sound like that, because this is pre-emissions.
Yeah. All right. So if Ferrari, if this is the soprano, the operatic soprano, that's Rage Against the Machine. This is we get to do the doppelganger.
Yeah.
I'm going to drop it just below the Ferrari 458 because we have to have contrast. There's a place for everything in the sonic universe, and we have to acknowledge that ballsiness.
That's a beautiful sentiment. There's room for everything in the sonic universe.
Right.
We're switching it up a little bit with this one.
Okay. Well, the quality of the recording notwithstanding, we didn't get sort of maybe the dramatics that we got in some of the other recordings. It's hard to say, but the first thing that came to mind was bee buzzing on those first revs.
I thought dump truck, because that is a diesel.
Get out of town.
Yeah, that is the Detroit diesel 2-stroke Screamin' Jimmy.
I would have never guessed, because on the D-cell you didn't get that J-brake sound, and I thought I would have guessed it had I heard the J-brake.
Under load, it sounds a lot different because there's so much more pressure in the cylinder.
I have, for a movie I did called Die Hard with a Vengeance, it was number 4 of the Die Hard series. The movie revolves around stealing gold, sorry, spoiler alert, stealing gold from the Federal Reserve, and they bring in all these big rigs to steal the gold. I got to literally hang off the side of it, miking the big exhaust pipes. Anyways, we had some fun with those recorders.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It still has to go at the yeah. But
it's a dump truck.
Props for tricking me and throwing that in there.
So this is the last one.
Oh,
and we're going to end it on with a banger.
Oh, there's that scream.
Yeah.
That is just sheer just bliss. It felt like there was this like turbine whine or supercharger whine. I can't put my finger, or maybe it's, what do you call that big fan belt that dragsters have on them? Boy, that's compelling stuff. That to me is, that gets the audience's blood boiling when they hear that.
Super dramatic. That is a supercharger. It's a twin screw supercharger found on the 6.2 liter supercharged V8 in the Dodge Demon.
Wow, God bless America. That's beautiful. Oh!
So that whine that you're hearing is just actual air getting shoved through these two turbines.
Yeah, that I heard spinning like giant crank, something spinning around like mad.
It's like a tornado warning system.
Yeah, can I hear the Ferrari one more time?
Tiebreaker.
That's what I
We're at the end. It is a close heat.
Done. I don't have to hear anymore. It's so beautiful. That's artistry. That's just poetry in mechanics. Good on Dodge for making a screamer like that.
Yeah, I'm sure Enzo's looking up from hell. Super.
What?
Saint Enzo is looking down from heaven. Super proud that his legacy is being carried on with the Ferrari 458. The best sounding V8 in the world. Like I said at the beginning, all of these sounds are submitted by you guys, so I really want to thank you. I want to thank Mark for coming down here and offering his expertise. Let me know in the comments below if you disagree with anything. That is totally cool. We love a little discourse here.
Subjective, completely subjective.
Speaking of discourse, we also have a Discord. It's one of the perks of the Donut Underground. That is our membership program where you can get way more donut stuff than we could provide on the main channel. To learn more about that, I'll put a link in the description, or there's a join button down there sometimes. I love you.
And
Yeah,
remember, when you go to the movie theaters, don't forget to listen. And don't accept sound.